Alright, so in the last video I was finishing the present value here. So, oops, it's going to be our present value of our payments. So our rate is going to be 6% divided by 12. Number of periods is actually going to be our 30. And we're going to minus 3 from this. And then multiply that by 12. We're taking 3 off because we're going to keep it for 3 years. And then our payment is going to be the $891. And then, so now we're just going to put a negative there. Make this easier. Just auto sum that. So, our net proceeds from the sale, that's just going to be this number right there. And then our original basis is just our number from up here, acquisition price. Depreciation taken, that's going to be the sum of our depreciation over the years. That is right here. And then our improvements, it's going to be up here. Our stipulations, 4,000. Alright, so now we get our adjusted basis. Oops. It's just going to be these numbers. Alright, so now we can figure out our capital gain, which is our net proceeds minus our adjustable basis. And now we need to figure out our tax. So, we're going to actually add another line in here. So our total is going to equal that amount. Our depreciation is going to be 16,000. Let's make that a positive. And then this number is just the difference of those two. Oops. It's going to have to be a plus. Well, we'll do that another way because I changed that number. So that number is just our capital gain minus, well, we'll just say plus our depreciation. Alright, so now we need to do tax. So for this, our tax rate on appreciation portion is 15%. Our depreciation tax rate is 25%. So we'll take this number times 15%, and then we'll take this number times our 25%, and then we can just add those up. Okay, so now we get to our biggest part here, where we actually make our decision. So the first thing we're going to do get in our after-tax cash flow, just from up here. Just copy these over. And now our BTER, which is right there. Oops. Just copy that down. And then, so now basically, oops, we need to add in our tax. So this is going to be a negative number, because we're going to have to pay out the taxes on this. And now we can just auto sum all of these numbers. And then, so we're going to be doing IRR from this. So this number is going to be just our initial equity that we actually put into it. There's a line up here for it, but I'm going to put it here to make it easier for our calculation. So it's going to be our acquisition price plus our improvements minus our loan. So 30,250, and we're just going to go ahead and make that a negative because it's an outflow. Oops. And then, so we'll compute IRR in a sec. We'll do the present value factors here. So for the first one, basically all you do is 1 divided by 1 plus our rate of return which is the 12%. And then we're going to multiply this by the year. We're going to fix 12%. Oops. Oh, I see. Alright, I did make a mistake. It's not multiply, it's to the power of that number. That's why I was getting the wrong number there. So there we go. And then just the present value is going to be that number multiplied by our present value factor. And that we can just drag across. Oops. And then get a total in the end there. So now we'll do IRR and MPV. So IRR equals IRR, and our values, we're going to include the initial investment and then all the other ones. So that's 10%. And then if we recall, our rate of return that we want is actually equal to this little magical number up here, 12%. So as we can see already, this number is actually lower than that, but we'll just compute MPV also to check that out. So MPV, and our rate is going to be our rate of return. And we're going to take these future cash flows, and then since that number is already a negative, I'll add it back in. And as you can see, that is a negative number. So we would not invest. The main reason being your IRR is lower than your rate of return, and then also your MPV is below 0. So that is the main reason, and that is it. So this was Matt McCarthy, and I would not invest.